Hello and welcome to this episode of Stories from the Northeast. This evening is going to be very special because we have with us some young and dynamic achievers from the Northeast. The Civil Services Examination, as we all know, is a nationwide competitive examination in India conducted by the Union Public Service Commission for recruitment to various civil services of the Government of India, including the IAS, Indian Administrative Service, IFS, Indian Foreign Service, and also IPS, the Indian Police Services. A total of 829 candidates cleared the civil services examination, results of which were declared just this Tuesday. Finally, we have with us from Sikkim. Two from Sikkim have cleared the UPSC. Of them, we have with us Zenden Lingzerpa, and we may even have Yangchen Doma Bhutia joining us later down the show. So fantastic. And let's get started with the questions. All right. So the first thing that I'd like to ask all of you, is just getting to know each of you. Now to Zenden. Let's go to you, Zenden. Tell us about yourself, Zenden. Tell us about Sikkim, your hometown in Sikkim, and your schooling, and anything else you'd like to add.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining, and thank you so much for having me here. It's a great honor and a pleasure to be here and share, all these ideas with various people. I've been born and brought up in Gangtok, the capital of Sikkim, and I did my schooling majorly from St. Paul's School, Darjeeling, post which I did my graduation in economics honors from Shriram College of Commerce, Delhi University, and followed that with a master's and MPhil in economics from JNU, Center for Economic Study and Planning. And post that, in 2018, I cleared the Indian Economic Service. So I am currently posted in the Ministry of Labor and Employment as Assistant Director. And I had cleared the civil services last year as well as this year. But, civil services is not just a bed of roses for the ex-post factor, but even, amongst the various ranking and the preference of services. So that said, I think I'm sure looking at some of us having very inspiring stories, we hope to see a lot more youth from the Northeast join into this realm of civil services. Thank you so much for having me.
Right. Fantastic. Somebody had a question for you saying, please tell us also your optionals. And also sharing here says Zenden is made of something else, intelligent, but also so humble. Wonderful, Zenden, I think.
Thank you so much.
That's an even bigger compliment when it's not just intelligence, but also, about your nature, your personality.
Yeah, definitely. I think my economics has been my optional. And I think intelligence, I really don't know. This exam tests much more than just intelligence. I think it's just a component, and it's more about determination, grit, patience. I'm sure everyone will agree that intelligence is a very small, component in this exam. And I think humility, that's, you as civil servants in general and human beings in particular, you're supposed to have that into your office. So thank you so much for the confidence.
Right. Thank you, Zenden. Good. Right. Okay, next question for you, Zenden. Sharing Doma is asking you, where do you get your inspiration from? And what advice do you have for the youth of the Northeast?
I think inspiration, it's a collective inspiration. I think personally for me, there has not been one inspiration point. Given the fact that, the diversity of opportunities that civil services provides, and especially my preferred service of the Indian Foreign Service, I think it's important to take that diversity and work opportunity as a model for inspiration. That said, I think you have inspiration even from certain people, like the dedication and truthfulness of my parents, for example. So that said, inspiration can be from multiple sources, multiple personalities. Yeah, and secondly, to come to your second question about message to the youth of Northeast, I think it's important that they realize where the inspiration and the interests lie. More importantly, it's just not a job; it's a career that we have to. It's a career. It's a service So it need not necessarily be into the government. It can be anything that you actually see yourself doing for the next 30, 40 odd years. And the most important point I would like to raise is that you have to be happy and satisfied with whatever you do. So that would be my message to the youth.
Fantastic. That's great. Zenden, coming to you again. Do you feel a lot of pressure on your shoulders? I mean, I'm sure all of you feel the weight of expectations from people, but especially being from the Northeast, Zenden, I'd like you to answer. Do you feel that, oh my God, people back home have a lot of expectations from me, and there's a lot I have to achieve? How do you feel about it?
Okay, to come to that question, I think it's very person specific. So if you can handle pressure, I think obviously that's nothing like it. But personally, what I consider very advantageous in such a situation is if you think that this is something that can come into a negative side, then it's better you don't tell people back home that you're preparing for civils. You can always do so without having that extra person just knowing about your career goals. But
is it like the India-Pakistan match kind of a thing? There's
not
loads of tension.
Not exactly. I think it's more about just getting all that, accumulating all that pressure, and probably you can deliver more. Even in a cricket match, I think certain people perform better under pressure and certain people do not. So like I said, it's person specific, and I think if the people back home, your friends, your family, they have an idea, I think that can also lead to a very positive outcome. It can be a very strong source of emotional as well as mental support. As we all have highlighted, that this exam requires a lot of dedication, a lot of patience. So there's a lot of ups and downs in your emotional state of mind. Sometimes you feel like giving up, and that's perfectly normal, I think. So that's when you have to realize that you need at times a external support system. And I think this is where parents and friends and family can be very important.
I think you've touched upon this very important point of, stress that most students undergo. And I'm sure as civil service aspirants, those who are aiming for that would also have moments when they feel really stressed and would like to take a break, etc. The fantastic. Zenden, what is your passion?
I like to play tennis as well as badminton, and I also I'm learning the keyboard. So and just to add to this, I think it's important to have a hobby or even any kind of activity, to let off steam during the times of preparation. Like I personally used to play an hour of tennis every day, even during my preparation time. So I think it's very important to ensure that you are active, you stay healthy physically, have a very good diet, have some kind of activity to just let off your steam and just stay as healthy as possible.
Right. Okay, and on that note, we are going to close today's session. Thank you so much, Richard, Tapan, Zenden, Aranyak. Please, go ahead with all our blessings and keep doing Northeast proud. Hope to see, more achievements, more laurels coming into the Northeast from such young, dynamic achievers like you. And with that, we will close this episode of Stories from the Northeast. Thank you so much, viewers, for being with us. Good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.